Yellow, everybody. I am Mr. 901, an official Maestro of content for Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, and we've got a deep dive live for you. That's right, another deep dive live where myself, the Jax Army, and Twitch chat, as you can see the emotes flying behind me, are going to watch over this Scopely provided footage straight from the devs. We're going to take a look at his kit. We're going to take a look at some in-game battles. We're going to give you our impressions upon it, and I encourage everyone who watches this video to give me your impressions in the comments down below on this new tune. I think that there are some interesting things going on with this tune, and I think the footage that follows up us looking at his kit is also very telling. So without further ado, let's jump in here and take a look at his kit. All right, so here he is, General Pandemonium, the man whose hat is bigger than his body. We're going to take a look. All right, so his stat sheet, let's take a look at that first. A mean, high-ranking, high-saluting soldier of the invading army is here to break up alliances and make sure that no assisting is going on. Okay, now that bio, as you'll see here in a minute, is, pretty accurate to his kit. So looking at his power, 55,903. His attack is 2320. His defense, 3280. His health, 6464. And his speed, 127. Now, you guys feel free to comment in the chat about it. I feel like this is probably about average of what we've been seeing. Now, granted, Frankenbean's speed was kind of bonkers, but I feel like the past few tunes, this kind of falls in line with that. You guys feel the same way? 220 or 2,320 for his attack seems about where they've been hitting lately. Defense 3280, which is pretty decent. So Double G Maniac in chat said that his stats are legit, like fireman and foreman mixed together. Okay, well, yeah, so that's kind of what I was looking at here, was that it seemed like it's about where we've been seeing him come out lately. All right, let's take a look at his actual relationship skills real quick. And I think one of them's really, really good. I really do. I think one of them's really good based on who all's in the game right now. So his first one we'll look at is Cop. Again, he's a cop. I don't understand why. He's a WB Studios tune. He's a cop. I don't quite understand why he's a cop. I wish somebody could let me know. I mean, we could have had a military team. I mean, the cop team, I get it. You know, if there is such a thing. Not, nothing to write home about. However, I don't get the cop thing. But hey, I think there's a lot, honestly, as we go through this footage, there's a lot yet to be revealed. So, so high defense, chunky HP, slightly lower attack, and +6 speed over fireman bugs. That's good info right there. So, maybe once we're actually playing with him with what I think, maybe the team one day, maybe that's going to actually matter a lot. Now, here's his other relationship. Nemesis skill Bugs Bunny. Guys, I don't know if you've seen how many rabbits have multiplied in the game, but there's quite a few. There's, I think somebody in chat said there was 40 or close to 40. And this tune has plus 50% attack when attacking any Bugs Bunny tune. So, I mean, what, more times than not, you're probably going to be looking across at a Bugs Bunny. Let's go ahead and move on to his skills. And I think there's a lot of cool stuff in his kit that we're going to look at. All right, so his basic attack, heavy rounds, gain critical damage up for 2 turns, then hit target enemy for 2552 damage. All right, now that's a common theme you're going to be seeing throughout this. Yeah, frequent crits are making up for his low attack, like Double said in chat. That's kind of a theme, critical. And he is an attacker, so you would hope that he could hit. So you gain it for 2 turns, critical damage up, then hit the target for damage. All right, cool. Nothing wrong with that. Pretty basic, but the critical does definitely add a little icing on the cake there. His next is going to be his special attack, Oppression. Remove 4 non-taunt buffs from all enemies, then hit them for 2320 damage. This can be a critical. That to me seems pretty strong. And you know, let me know what you guys are thinking. But to not only remove 4 non-taunt buffs, but you're doing it from everyone, and then this is an AoE. So it's an AoE buff removal with AoE damage. That just in and of itself looks pretty strong. Looks pretty good. All right, let's move on to the next one. The fact that it can be a critical also, depending on the team makeup, that could come out huge. All right, his next special attack, Exacerbation. Gain critical damage up for each time an enemy countered or assisted this battle, then hit target enemy for 3480 damage with plus 60% critical chance. Okay, so here we go. This is one of them that's really, really interesting. So yeah, as Double saying in chat right now, it's basically going to hit for 150% attack with 60% critical chance. It's pretty dadgum bonkers. But here's the thing. He's a counter to counters. He's a counter to assists, essentially. So your Sam Sheepdog, that's pretty tough right now. Your Dread Pirates, your Don Henrys, anybody that, your Twees, anybody that calls an assist or has a high counter chance and uses that, they're actually being penalized for it by having this tune. This tune's not necessarily negating it, but because you did it, you know, you're getting the old, no, you shouldn't have done that. All right, so let's go to the next one. Viscera was wondering if his damage was high enough to make that work. Double saying that 2300-ish base is around standard. So yeah, he'd say yeah. All right, so here's the next one. His passive. Now, this is the first time we've seen anything like this in World of Mayhem. The sister game, if you will, Marvel Strike Force, has skills like this all over the place. It's an Alliance War specific skill. Now, usually what they will do is it'll be a regular skill that you can use, and then there's kind of like this bonus text for war. But in this Invader, this is going to raise a lot of people's eyebrows right here, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Do not think that this is the only tune that we're going to see with an Alliance War skill. I have a feeling that this is going to be a trend. Not necessarily every tune, but this is the first time we've seen it. It will not be the last. So people who enjoy Alliance War like I do, like the Jack's Army does, this is very interesting to see. In Alliance Wars, this tune has 10% or plus 10% to all stats, and 100% critical damage. So you've got plus 10% to all stats, plus 100% critical damage. It also removes an extra non-taunt buff. So now you're removing 5 on Oppression, which, by the way, it's missing a P right here. But keep in mind, guys, all of this can change up until the release of the tune. And that's from all enemies. And then his Know Your Place inflicts 2 piercing down on enemies as well. So this right here, yeah, I think so. I think you can take this tune, depending on what the team is that we're going to wind up putting him with, because I don't think they're there yet. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. I think you get on a counter island and you might just be able to wreck because you've got 100% critical damage. Let's just go back just a second. Okay, so this changes the game once you're in Alliance Wars, right? So you've got plus 10% to all stats. You've got plus 100% critical damage. Okay, so let's just go back real quick. All right, so there we go right there. Exacerbation. It already has plus 60. All right, let's go to the one right before that, which is the Oppression. Now we're removing in war 5 non-taunt buffs. And this can be a critical, plus his critical chance is 100%. So, on paper, especially in Alliance Wars, yeah, that's 100% critical damage bonus. Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, that means he'll hit doubly hard. Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to convey here. Right now, just looking at this tune on paper, he's a war tune. He counters, counter, and assist. Okay. Here in a moment when we go in the in-game battles, then we'll have more to talk about that. But very strong, especially in Alliance Wars. I think they've got an idea of what they want to do with this new cop team. I would have liked to have just seen it be military because we've got Major Canasta coming too, but hey. All right, so let's look at his next passive. Now, we haven't even gone through the whole kit yet, guys. So far, what do you guys think about this invader? This invader passive. I think it's pretty cool. All right, Camaraderie's End. Once per turn, whenever an enemy assists, inflict it with 3 defense down for the rest of the battle and deal 2320 damage to all enemies. Now, I'll tell you, I'm cool with that, especially it being a passive. I would have liked to it been counters and assist, because you've got one skill that's counter and assist, but then this one's just assist. So it kind of... And apparently Officer Prissy is also set up as a counter. I would never know because I've never had a reason to use her up until now with the Ronin PTL coming up. Yeah, I mean, super strong. Super strong passive, super strong skills. Yeah, good passives are... Visser, you're right. Strong passives are good on any team. All right, and he does also have... Well, why not? While we're at it, let's add more plus critical damage. So there's an extra 40% right there for precision. And then his last passive, which is affected by the Alliance War passive. While this tune is in battle, whenever an enemy attacks on another tune's turn, inflict them with 3 attack down for 2 turns. Now, I got a feeling that that's why the previous passive, Camaraderie's End, only works for assist, because this one would work for either or. Well, this would work for counters. The other one works for assist. So they basically could have rolled this into one passive, to be honest. But it does specific things depending on whether assist or countered. So that makes sense too. While this tune is in battle, whenever an enemy attacks on another tune's turn, so there's your assist, inflict them, or no, yeah, that works for assist or counters, right? That would work for either or because you're actually having them attack during another tune's turn. So this may work for both. Inflict them with 3 attack down for the next 2 turns. So essentially you're trying to take off some of that. A lot of times what people will do is they'll have like a Don Henry or something. They're calling in the assist. They've got a big, somebody on the team that's going to hit big with that basic attack. So this right here is going to give them attack down. So you're trying to take a little bit of that power away. And of course, he's got advanced HP, advanced defense, advanced attack, stats, where you've got 75% more HP for the advanced, 75% more defense, and 75% more attack. Now, we're fixing to hop over and look at some in-game battles real quick. They're very interesting. They're very interesting. All right, so right here, we're just going to pause this real quick. We're going to pause this. We're going to back it up. We're going to back it up, and we're going to go to where we can see the team. Okay. So let's look at this team real quick. We got General Pandemonium, Hunter Elmer, or Elmer Fudd, Van Wally, and Outback Dog. All right. I point this out because that's not a team. That's not a team. You could turn it upside down, sideways. Still not a team. So I think what we're going to see a lot in this B-roll footage here of battles I think what you're going to realize is that it's simply footage with the Toon, but not footage with the Toon and his team, because I do not believe that this is any semblance of any team that's going to work with him. It is a veritable who's of who. So as we go through this footage, keep that in mind. I believe that what we got here was footage just to show the moves off, but it's actually not the way this character is going to work either in Alliance War or with his actual team, whatever that may be. And it could be a very strong possibility that we get something that we've seen before, which I'm all for. You get 2 or 3 new tunes and 1 or 2 reworked to go with that new team. And if that's the case, I'm fine with that too. But you could almost just assume that Major Canasta would be teaming up with this guy. And since he's not in this lineup here, some of this footage may be a little shocking to you. All right, let's go. All right, so first thing first, of course, Gridiron comes across, hits Outback, gets his defense up. Outback counters, hits him with the old boomerang. All right, big AoE from Daffy Hood. Defense down from Scarecrow. Van Wildy's throwing some stuff out here. Hit some folks. Here comes Treasure Hunter Tweety. Countered by Marvin Fudd. And what we're going to see here in just a moment is General Pandemonium's special attack, his last special. All right, I'll be the first one to say it. I'm not super impressed with his animation. I think we've gotten spoiled here lately. Well, they're definitely not 3-star in this one. They're going to win. But we got to see one move of General Pandemonium. One move right there. All right, here's a whole nother battle. And what I'm watching for is for his abilities to pop off. I'm watching for these things to happen. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anybody that's really... I mean, Tweety on the other side can call an assist. Maybe that'll work. But so far, not getting a good idea of how this guy's going to actually play. As you see, we still haven't... Okay, so... Barber does his thing. Here comes General Pandemonium. All right, he's going to do the big AoE. And that's supposed to also remove buffs, I do believe, if that's the right skill. Unfortunately, they didn't have any buffs on him to really to do that, if that was the skill. I'm still trying to learn his kit all the way, but... And see, so far, I'm not seeing a whole lot with this footage. And that's what makes me believe that it's just footage showing the Toon. It's actually not footage... I mean, this is the second battle in a row that they 2-starred. So I say that to say I don't think this is this guy's... it's not that I don't think. I could almost 100% certainty tell you this is not the team that goes with him. And if it's not the team that goes with him, we can't really see how he works, is it? Now, I understand that it's possible that the rest of the team is not out yet. I mean, Major Canasta being one of them that you would just assume that with a general, a Major would go. But guys, let me know in chat right now so that people can see it right back here up on the screen. What do you think about this Toon? What do you think about the battle footage that we've gotten? It's not giving us a good idea. There's another one, and it did crit. We saw that. But the kit looks really good. They're just not giving us a whole ton to sink our teeth into as far as seeing him in action. And without really just being able to see him in action, we can be hype over the kit, but I feel like we need a little bit more context within one of these battles. So far, he's just gotten bodied. And they're not going to take another turn because Sam Merlin Sam has speed down everybody, and then there, look, right there, he died. This is not the team he's supposed to be with. This is simply B-roll footage to show you what the tune looks like in the game. That is what I believe. Now, I haven't been told that by anybody at Scopely, but that's the only thing I could understand, because we're fixing to watch him get bodied again. And we're not getting a good idea of his kit in use. In fact, I don't know that we're going to get a good example here. And as you can tell, yeah, all three of these characters are hunters, not cops. So that makes me even further believe that this is just showing him in-game. It's not actually showing him what he's going to do. It's not actually going to show him what he's going to look like with the team. The team, I feel, hasn't come out yet, and therefore we're not going to see... I mean, we're going to get to see his animations. We're going to get to see stuff like that. And I'm sure in all the sneak peek footage, it was all the same, because this is the sneak peek footage. So, just very interesting. I would think that you would put him in a little better light, if that makes sense. And actually be able to show him off, because I can be hype about his kit, but I'd be even more hype if I could see it work in game. And so far, the only thing I can tell from these battles is that he's an upgraded Slaslow Sylvester, kind of. As far as not from his kit, but like his animations kind of look the same to me. And I can't tell how his kit's necessarily going to work based on this footage. Now, his kit does have me pretty hype. I am super excited about the Alliance War stuff. I feel like we're going to see a lot more of that come to the game. But that's, you know, this is what we've got to pull from right this second. And we've barely got to see him do anything. But I mean, that's what we've got today for the Deep Dive Live. I'm really, really curious about what you guys think about this footage, what you think about the new tune. Remember, Looney Tunes is watching. So make sure that you put your comments down in the comments below. And that's what we've got for you today on this Deep Dive Live on General Pandemonium. I am live 5 days a week on Twitch. You can go to twitch.tv/Mr901 Tommy Jacks. 5 days a week, 1 p.m. Central, going over all things Looney, having some Looney fun with your host, Mr. 901. While you guys are here, do me a favor, do a run in on that sub button, bang that old bell. For hell's sake, throw a like on this thing. And until next time, guys, stay Looney! We're going to catch you down the road.